I made a mistake.
Dallas, here we come. I love flying through the clouds. We went through quite a few as we were getting ready to land in Dallas. We started each morning off with exercise that included a walk to one of the local coffee shops. We went to this one the first 2 mornings. We spent our first full day there riding around to see some of the sights. We had already been to Fort Worth and to Arlington to go to the stadium. We decided to go the complete opposite direction and head north to Armour Brewing. The food and beer here were both really good. You might want to add it to your list. From back at the hotel, we were able to walk to Peticolas Brewing. They had delicious beer and fun games to play. These redbud trees were in full bloom, were so pretty, and were all along our walk. What are you wearing?
I'm wearing my Roger Staubach shirt.
Staubach?
Staubach.
Staubach? Staubach. I always said Staubach. But yeah, where'd you get that?
At the Dallas Cowboys Pro Shop at AT&T Stadium.
There you go. Okay. Where are you headed right now?
Getting ready to head to Southwest Audio Fest.
Are you excited?
Day 1. Yes.
Been waiting for a while.
Been waiting for a while.
Talked about it every day.
Every day.
Talked my ears off about it.
Yeah. For a long time.
Yeah. We're excited. Okay. This is the lobby you're greeted with when you walk into the Anatole. We are at the Southwest Audio Fest. We're in the mezzanine. And I just found my abracadabra Steve Lorraine. It's a pretty cool hotel. It's what's called the Hilton Anatole.
Hilton Anatole.
So there's a couple vendors that have places set up in here.
I know it's going to be bright.
It's going to be bright.
The ceiling is open. It's cool.
And then, a couple of vendors have places set up in here, and we're getting ready to start going touring the rooms.
Yep.
Excited though. Yeah. First 5 minutes of the show, I found my Steve.
Found your Steve. That's right.
Excited.
And we got some shirts.
And we bought shirts from you. I was a redhead before my hair turned gray. And I'm originally from Texas, so I was teasing Brian that this is his new redheaded girlfriend. We were even joking around saying this version won't talk back. In the rooms of the hotel, vendors set up their speakers and audio systems for you to listen to. There are quite a few unique speakers that not only sound good but look good too. Most people, when they walk in, they are looking for that center chair because that is where you're going to hear the best sound come out of the system. You'll probably see Brian do that several times throughout this video. Here's a pair that I thought was very unique looking. It almost reminded me of a sail on a sailboat. We can't play the actual music that is being played in these rooms due to copyright reasons, but the people who are demonstrating the music in these rooms always chooses the best audio quality music they can find. At these shows, there's always somebody in the room ready to tell you about the speakers or answer any questions that you might have about any of the audio equipment in the room. I know Brian asked questions about the amps, the speakers, some of the cables, just anything that has to do with the system. We learn a lot in each room, not just from the people doing the demonstrating, but from questions that actually come from other people who are sitting in there listening to the music with you.
So hopefully that gives you at least a taste of what's capable. I mean, the subs are off. We can run them with stuff, but for anybody that needs 20 hertz for pipe organ music, what they do, which was very brilliant, 2 things that they did. And that's what I wanted to understand, because I always loved mid-range, perfect electrostatics. It's the thinness of a human hair. Nothing's faster. And nothing's more precise. And then when you have no crossover parts, the amplifier power, it goes to everything. So much benefit to one driver, time aligned, everything. But the bass was always a problem. And it would slap against it if you played it too hard. And You get that same distortion for Pistonic driver. It just doesn't have that slapping sound that was more annoying. But when you see your driver, Pistonic driver going down, it's distorting. You're just not, bothered by it as much.
These speakers were beautiful in sound and appearance. They actually ended up being our favorite of the show. This pair of speakers here was being shown by an 18-year-old. He was actually 17 when he designed the speakers, I believe. It was a very good set of speakers. He was very talented. We are actually really excited to see what this young man does in the near future. There are not very many women at these shows. I was probably one of about maybe 7 or 8 women, other than the women who were helping with demonstrations or sales of the speakers.
It's interesting to see what a line array of subwoofers will do to a female vocalist, right? It's counterintuitive. It just doesn't make any sense. Why would that be doing anything to a recording space? And it's all about what we are able to hear and perceive with our psychoacoustics, right? So our brains interpret low frequencies with spaciousness, depth with height, because it's a survival mechanism.
I really wish I could let you hear the music here. They choose such beautiful songs to demonstrate. They also hook up different things or turn certain devices on and off so that you can hear the difference. So the demonstrations are usually done very, very well. Each night there was a performance or concert that we got to attend. This was on the first night. This is YouTuber Audiophile Junkie. His name is Jason. He's into fashion, and his outfits at nighttime kind of came alive. He was in the first room that we showed you with the speakers that looked like a sailboat. Those were his speakers. This was the outside view of the Anatole, and this is what we would see every night walking back to our hotel after leaving the after-hour sessions of the show. This is where we had breakfast the next morning with Andrew McCarthy. Just kidding, he was there, but he wasn't having breakfast with us. But anyway, Brian noticed him and pointed him out. I really enjoyed my latte, and I had a great pour over for Brian. Some of the artwork that we saw leaving this place was really interesting. So much of the area that we were in was covered with really neat sculptures. This is Anne Bisson. She is French. She sang about 4 or 5 songs in English, but then sang this one in French, which was absolutely beautiful. We actually had met her at Expona 3 years ago and had purchased one of her albums, but here we got to enjoy a personal performance by her. It was very nice.
Avec ses chevaux d'étoiles, comme un anneau de Saturne, un ballon de carnaval, comme le chemin de ronde que font sans cesse les heures. Le voyage autour du monde, d'un tournesol dans sa fleur.
For lunch the second day of the show, we took an Uber to a place called Hurtado. It was in the farmer market area of Dallas. It was okay, but we really enjoyed the beers that we had in the farmer's market area afterwards. After lunch, we visited several more rooms and talked to quite a few more people. This was one of the rooms. Brian talked to OCD Mikey for a little while. He's another YouTuber that we had actually met at Expona a few years ago. This was probably one of the most unique looking speakers there.
This is the second gen. The first gen were on the market for 10 years and they were made of aluminum. And they were quite a bit heavier than these new carbon fiber. Carbon fiber has better resonance than aluminum rings. So they have more articulation.
What they were doing in this room was surprising everybody, and they were having a hard time believing that this man did not turn the volume up on the music. So he actually ends up painting Brian the tablet so he can control the volume and everybody can see that it's not being manipulated.
Okay, here, guys, look. I want you all to hit play. Okay, here's the preamp. It's at 52%. Now you hit play, sir, right now.
Which ones you gonna play next?
Which one do you want?
Let's go with the small guys, and if we can single out, it'd be great.
Okay, this is a little guy. I got a little 2-minute sample, gives you a good idea what it does.
Okay.
Just, it's 2 minutes, so, get nervous, you don't have to go run out of the room. And this is the little guy. This is what, with the show special, this is a $400 system.
Okay.
And no subwoofer, this is just our little speakers.
No sub. Okay.
You're like a dream come true.
So I put that Adele in my sample because I love her voice, but it's also got that nice little bass intro line,
Yeah.
which on most speakers that size, you might know that somebody was playing something, you'd never be able to tell what notes they were.
Yeah.
And here, I think it actually holds it pretty well. So
Yeah.
most people are not going to take a small speaker like this and put it on the middle of the normal people put things on shelves and on cases and on tables.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Normal people think about what they look like in the room.
Yeah.
Just like,
So we try to make something that
This is a glimpse of what after hours looks like in some of the rooms. It's a time when it's less educational, more social, time to possibly have a drink and just relax a little bit and enjoy some music that you haven't heard the rest of the day. We almost always make a friend or two at this show, and Charlie was no exception. Him and Brian really hit it off. Of course, having something like music in common makes that really easy. You can tell that the people here truly enjoy music that sounds good. The next morning we walked in a little bit different direction to Katie Coffee. As you can tell, it was also in the art district, but a neat thing is that it was across the street from Katy Trail. Next, we headed back to the audio show, and since it was the last day, we decided to revisit some of our favorite rooms of the show. I should say that when Brian first started mentioning wanting to go to an audio show, back before we ever went to Expona, I had my doubts. But I thoroughly have enjoyed these audio shows, this one and Expona. They have taught me how to listen for things in music that I didn't hear before, and how to understand when a piece of audio equipment is a little bit better quality than something I'm used to. That's something I've noticed about this audio show, because we went to 3 years ago, I think. Yeah, and most of the systems at that point still had a sub somewhere in the room, and there's not a whole lot of them
Here, thank you for bringing that up. Actually,
After Expona, I ended up winning a turntable from the YouTuber Cheap Audio Man, and fell in love with vinyl records all over again. I'm very happy to support Brian in this hobby of his. The show was over, so we headed to the Deep Ellum neighborhood and to Terry Black's barbecue. This place was huge, like huge. And that brisket was the best we've ever eaten. Not to mention the creamed corn and the banana pudding. Oh my gosh, you can't go wrong trying this place out. This was also an artsy area, but a different type of art. We're on Malcolm X and Main Street. We came to Terry Black's barbecue. Now we're walking to a brewery. And this place over here across the street is called Kanye's. It's hopping. There's also a lot going on here. It's just like very young area for sure. We walked around the corner to Westlake Brewing. Brian, of course, was happy because they had a great IPA. They also had a delicious peanut butter stout, so we sat there for a while and relaxed. We saw this mushroom from down the street, so we had to go in. If you're looking for something mushroom related, this place had it for sure. When I say there was art everywhere, I mean it. Like literally everywhere, and such neat sculptures. From here we left and went to Grapevine, Texas to be closer to Wichita Falls. We went to Hop and Sting Brewing. The beers were okay, but the pictures and the artwork for the name were really, really cute. After spending some time in the hotel room for a few minutes, we decided to go out for the world's best chili. Brian asked and everybody said Tolbert's Restaurant and Chili Parlor was the place to go.
Hey everybody, it's Brian. We're here at Tolbert's in historic Grapevine, Texas. We are getting ready to try some of this Texas chili that has no noodles, no beans.
Some do, some don't. We'll
Some do, some don't. We're not sure, but we're getting ready to have it. They said you're dumb if you leave Grapevine and don't come to this place. So we're here.
What's the matter?
Hey everybody, if you want to eat one of these, I made a mistake. I ate this. See,
Our chili got delivered. And
I can't feel my mouth. I can't feel my tongue. I can't feel my lips.
We're in Texas and he took a bite of a pepper that came with his.
It is the best chili I've ever had in my friggin' entire life. It is delicious.
To see more of Brian's silly antics in the future, don't forget to subscribe.
Get gone.
I had Frito pie and fried okra. But yeah, but he took a bite of that pepper and he's been on fire ever since. And he did it before he even took the first bite of chili. So he's struggling. If you're ever in Grapevine, you should definitely try this place. After eating a breakfast that included a Texas-shaped waffle, which I thought was super cute, we headed to Wichita Falls, Texas, which is almost to the border of Oklahoma. We went here to visit Danny Ritchie from GR Research. He is a YouTuber and speaker designer, and he invited us into his listening room to listen to his speakers. Well, you can't play the song here that Danny played for us, but if you get a chance, you should definitely check it out. It's called Digging on James Brown by Tower of Power. It was a great song, and neither Brian or myself had ever heard it. After finishing up with Danny, the three of us went to pick up Ron from New Record Day. The four of us went to lunch for, you guessed it, more barbecue. Then we went back to Ron's listening room for another listening session. He built this place from the ground up, and you can tell there's so much thought put into every single piece that's in it. We definitely couldn't play the sound clip from this one. Brian had requested Vulvar by BBQ, and it sounded great on Ron's system. We had so much fun getting to know these guys and seeing the work that they put in to make listening to music the best it can possibly be. Thank you, Ron and Danny, for inviting us into your home. We look forward to implementing some of the things we learned from you guys. After we were done with music, we went to visit a cousin that I had not seen for 44 years at his restaurant called Ronnie's Burgers. The burger was fantastic, of course, but even better was the conversation with him and some of his family members. He was able to help me remember the name of the apartments I lived in when we were about 8 or 9 years old. We took a quick drive by them. After 40-something years, they were pretty run down, and the school that I used to go to when we lived in the area was shut down and used for another purpose. It brought back a few extra memories that I was able to share with Brian on our drive back to Grapevine. After dropping the car at the hotel, we walked to the brewery that was right down the street. It was late, so it was kind of empty, and we actually enjoyed that. We had some great beers before heading back to the hotel for the night. On the day we left, it was really going to start to heat up in the Dallas area, and we were headed back to some colder temps for sure, but we really enjoyed this trip. Thank you for coming along with us, and we will see you in the next one.